We live in a world of easy chairs, safe spaces, and video game thrills. No wonder most people don't understand motorcyclists. With so many sofas and screens to enjoy, why would anyone purposely put themselves in so much danger out on the road? Ride a motorcycle and you're 28 times more likely to die in a fatal driving crash compared to other motorists, and 4 times more likely to be injured in a collision. Only 3% of all registered vehicles are motorcycles, but riders are 14% of all traffic fatalities. We've all heard these gloomy stats before, and we all know they don't apply to us. It's human nature. We're all going to do what we want to do regardless. Stats are for somebody else. Besides, motorcyclists know what psychologists have confirmed. Riding is much more than a means of transport. It's a complex psychological experience that combines freedom, mindfulness, thrill, community, personal growth, self-expression, and connection with nature. And don't forget fun along with bursts of dopamine. Lots of things are risky, so what? Smart riders know the top 10 things to do to bring down the risk. Number 1. Choose the right bike according to your ability, strength, and primary type of riding. Number 2. Wear full protective gear. Number 3. Get training, MSF and beyond. 4. No alcohol or drugs while riding, including effects of prescription meds. 5. No excessive speed for road or conditions. Obey traffic laws. 6. Stay alert. Ride defensively. Practice what to do in case of road hazards. 7. Assume you are not seen. Look ahead with options and escape routes. 8. Don't ride when tired. 9. Keep intense emotions away from the throttle. Avoid reckless emotional riding choices. And 10. Maintain your bike well. Inspect tires, chain, controls before every ride. These 10 things go a long way in keeping riders safe on the road. It's pretty simple, but simple doesn't mean it's always easy to stick to. No matter what one does, the road is not safe, and no matter what you do, other motorists may be drunk, distracted, driving emotionally, or they just don't see you. There are 13 million motorcycles on the road in the US and 278 million cars. According to medical stats, there are 5 top injuries suffered by motorcycle riders. From most serious to least serious, they are traumatic brain injuries, spinal cord injuries, lower extremity injuries, internal organ injuries, road rash, and resulting infections. So besides the top 10 things to do, what's the best way to stay alive and thrive while riding? If we know what happens on the road and see the patterns, maybe we can find something that applies to how we ride. Here are some things to consider. Over 80% of reported motorcycle crashes in the United States result in injury or death. The highest number of motorcycle crashes involve supersport bikes. There are 17 deaths per 10,000 supersport bike accidents. This fatality rate is almost as high as all other kinds of bikes combined, despite the fact that supersports make up only 7% of motorcycles in the US. 36% of fatal motorcycle accidents involve riders without a valid motorcycle license. 35% happen at intersections. 61% happen in urban areas. Most motorcycle fatalities happen on non-interstate roads. Interstates are actually the safest place for motorcycle riders. Only 8% of motorcycle accidents occur on these roads. 25 to 29-year-olds are most likely to die in a motorcycle accident. Men account for 92% of motorcycle deaths. 14% of motorcyclists are women, and 61% of female motorcycle deaths are passengers. Motorcycle accident fatalities have increased 20% over the last decade, and yet motorcycle accident injuries have increased only 1% over the decade. Motorcycle helmet use has decreased by 6% since 2000. 18 states require motorcyclists to wear helmets. 3 states have no motorcycle helmet requirements: Illinois, Iowa, New Hampshire. 29 states require helmet use under a certain age. 7% of motorcycle accidents involve being run into from behind. 76 were head-on collisions. Only 2% of accidents happen when it's raining. Makes sense since there's fewer riders go out in the rain. The average pre-accident speed of motorcycles is only 29 miles per hour. Only 1 in 1,000 accidents are at 86 miles per hour or above. Maybe because most of the time we ride below 86 miles per hour. 1/3 of motorcycle deaths are caused by speeding. 27% of deadly motorcycle accidents involve alcohol. 40% of alcohol-impaired motorcycle crash deaths occurred during the evening hours. 24% of fatal motorcycle accidents happen between 6 and 9 p.m. on weekend evenings. On weekdays, 26% of motorcycle fatalities occur between 3 and 6 p.m. New Hampshire is the most dangerous state for motorcycle riders. It's also one of the 3 states that don't require a helmet. 25% of all deadly accidents in that state involve motorcyclists. All of these stats are easy to ignore because they're easy to manipulate, and we all pick and choose which statistics to pay attention to. We can ride and remember all of the things that are more dangerous than riding, statistically. Number 1, being overweight. That's 100 times more likely to kill you. 2, falling. 25,000 die each year from falling versus 5,000 on motorcycles. 3, the flu. Tens of thousands consistently die each year from the flu. 4, texting and driving a car. Over 7,000 deaths each year. 5, smoking. Over 400,000 die each year from smoking-related illnesses. 6, alcohol. Over 25,000 die just from alcohol poisoning. That doesn't count alcohol illnesses. 7, hang gliding. You have a 1 in 560 chance of dying in hang gliding versus 1 in 720 on a motorcycle. 8, mountain climbing in Nepal. A 1 in 167 chance of dying. 9, Grand Prix racing. 1 in 100 chance of dying. And 10, base jumping. 1 in 60 chance of dying. Also, we could add to the list accidental opioid overdosing, statistically more dangerous. And don't forget pedestrians. On average, over 7,600 pedestrians are killed in a year hit by vehicles. That's 2,000 more deaths in a year than motorcyclists. So does that mean we're safer to be riding a motorcycle than crossing a crosswalk? We all know there are many more pedestrians than motorcyclists, so that sample sizes don't match. But we don't have to go into such things, do we? Because they water down what we want to believe. That's the great thing about statistics. There's only one statistic that matters above everything else. 100% of the people who like to ride motorcycles are going to keep riding. The main thing is to ride smart and do the top 10 things to reduce risk.